Good morning, Kate, and good morning, everyone. And we appreciate you listening to AM 1240 WEKR and 105.5 WYTM. Appreciate Jack and all the crew and Ron and everybody here for giving Fayetteville Public Utilities this opportunity to get on the radio and let the folks know what we're doing at Fayetteville Public Utilities. We got a lot going on with, we have gas, water, electric, cable TV, and internet and phone service. So we've got a lot happening, and we also have Channel 6 in the studio with us this morning in this historic WEKR. We appreciate both radio stations again for giving FPU all the opportunities we have to let people know what's going on. This morning, I have a friend of mine, Mr. Grayson Ray here, and Grayson is you have this huge title, this Assistant Gas, Water, Wastewater Operations Superintendent. So good morning, Grayson.
Good morning, Don. How are you this morning?
Grayson, you are a hometown boy and been around for a long time.
Well, I've been here a few years. I live up at Howell, and glad to be with you this morning.
I appreciate it. You been doing this kind of work a long time and got a family here. You might tell everybody about them.
Yes, I have married to my lovely wife, Marcia, and have 5 children. Got 4 boys and a girl, ages 15 down to age 9. So got a bunch of kids in a little, little narrow strip there.
And been working for FPU how long?
Don, I've been with FPU 12 years. Started out with the gas department, and during consolidation, had opportunities to work with the water and the wastewater. So really enjoy what we do at FPU.
And you got a call about 3 o'clock this morning. Part of your job is being superintendent of all this. You might tell everybody we have a little water issue going on right now up in Howell area. You might mention what happened there.
We do, Don. We had about 3:15, 3:30 this morning. We got a call that we had lost some water pressure and had to go out and do a little investigating, and found that we had a water main that was burst. And right now we have several customers affected by this water main break. The majority of them are at Petersburg, but we have about probably roughly 30 customers that are on the city side of the building. And repairs are underway, and we appreciate everybody being patient with us. Crews are working just as fast as they can, and hopefully in the next couple of hours we'll make some headway on this thing and get some water back in the pipe.
You really got a great crew. I see them out all times of night. When I'm out working, I'll see them, stop in, talk to them. You might mention some of the people. I mean, you got some guys who are really, really good, but with the aging infrastructure of the water and wastewater and all the pipes underground, like anywhere across the United States, across the world, there's going to be problems. There's going to be maintenance that has to be done. And so I know you're really thankful of your employees.
Listen, very, very thankful. I have a tremendous group of men that work for us here at Federal Public Utilities. They, of course, as you know, the winter that we had several maintenance issues because of the cold weather this winter. And but they stood up to the challenge, did a fantastic job, and really proud of them.
One thing about, as we talked about the aging infrastructure underground, we are doing a lot of rehab work around, and that's something that you're overseeing.
Yes, Don, we've got, as you said, real aging infrastructure, and we've got some sewer that we're rehabbing, and just want our customers to be aware this morning that, and I'm sure the ones that live in this area, Radio City, which is right here close to WEKR.
Yeah, we was talking about the historic WKR. When this was built in 48, basically there was a small subdivision just to the side of us over here, and a lot of us younger people, I say younger, but I remember people referring to Radio City as the little subdivision over here to our I guess what we say that to our northeast or
about east
east of us, and so these houses were built in the 40s and 50s, and that's when we also had sewer built in that time. So you're doing some work in that area, right here close to the radio station.
We really are. Don, all this sewer pipe that was put in was clay pipe, and of course it's outlived its life, and So what has happened over the years that this clay pipe cracks and it allows groundwater to get into our pipe, and of course that water winds up at our wastewater plant, and we're not in the business of treating groundwater.
Right, yeah.
We want to be treating wastewater.
Sure.
So we're trying to make these pipes as watertight as we can. And like I say, we really appreciate our customers' patience. A lot of construction over here at 9th, 8th, 7th Avenue, Markham Drive. Just want everybody to be aware that this job's probably going to take probably 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Be a lot of holes in the street, and just like for them to really be patient with us, and we appreciate it. And we're working hard to make your system better.
In the early 50s and 40s and all down in there, you mentioned that the pipes were clay pipe. Let's talk about the construction methods of today. How are we doing it today?
Well, Don, the construction method that's being used it's a trenchless technology.
Wow.
And it's what
So
trenchless.
so you're not digging a hole.
Not digging a hole. Now there are some holes that are having to be dug. We're having to dig in front of the customers' houses and to replace their service lines, and then also having to dig where we're in this job. We're also replacing the manholes. So there'll be holes cut out in the street to dig the old manholes up and put new ones in. But what this trenchless technology does is keeps us from having to totally destroy the street and dig a big trench straight down the middle of it.
Wow.
We actually send a bursting head in the old pipe, and it's attached to polyethylene pipe. So you stick this head in the pipe, and it bursts and pulls at the same time the new pipe in, and it's a continuous piece of pipe.
So the old clay pipe just stays in the ground?
The old clay pipe just stays in the ground.
Wow.
Sure does.
That is really cool. I mean, the technology of today is amazing. One thing that that most people might not realize, but when the sewer lines were built, many of them do go right in the middle of the road in many cases. And so as you have to rebuild them, work on them, repair them, you got to tear up the road.
Yeah, it really is, and I know it's an inconvenience, but believe us, it's for the best. It's the streets will be repaired back to the way they were before, probably even better.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, and but
It's
yeah,
still
we're-
just a big thing, when you think about there's some towns that you've been into. I think like Lewisburg had some pretty major sewer rehab, and it's almost like open heart surgery. I mean, they have to rip but this new technology of what do you call that? Where you're putting the pipe in the ground?
it's called pipe bursting.
Pipe bursting.
Yeah, it's called pipe bursting, and yeah, this sewer rehab's not something that's just going on in Fayetteville. It's going on nationwide.
Sure.
So it's it just happens to be that right now we're doing it.
Sewer is very important. Is a very green thing that we do at Fayetteville Public Utilities, because we're taking a water and basically taking wastewater and making it good enough to drink as we put it back in the Elk River, and that's a fact, and that's an amazing thing that we do. But really and truly much better than the septic tank, and the way it's treated and the way it's taken care of, and that's really a good thing. Now, when we talk about these things that you are working with, are we doing some of that in house? Are we having some contractors, or what's your thoughts?
No, Don. These jobs will all be contracted jobs. Here at Fayetteville Public Utilities, we take care of mainly maintenance issues. Small jobs we can handle, but just the time involved in these larger jobs, we found best that it's contracted out. And these jobs that we have, we're very, very lucky to have two tremendous contractors. So they're very aware of the inconvenience to our customers, and just really, really good contractors.
One thing about many of the things that the high tech of today, back in the summer, we had some people in town doing some what we call smoke testing.
Mm-hmm.
Really wasn't real smoke now, but basically you're injecting smoke into the system looking for leaks.
Looking for leaks, you sure do. We spent.
Now this is sewer.
This is sewer.
Mm-hmm.
This is strictly sewer. I had a company that came in that first they inspected our manholes to see the deficiency in the manholes, and then they blew smoke in, and the smoke, what it does, they fill the pipe up, and then it will come out in cracks, and you'll see it come out in the ground. You'll see it any place there's a crack, that smoke would come out, and that sort of gives us an idea of the next step in the process of sewer rehab.
Let's talk about the part of where we're talking as you're doing the rehab. What part where do you go toward the customer's house? Let's describe what's the customers and what's FPUs.
I will, Don. The customer comes to the property line. Okay. We meet at their property line.
Okay. That would be where there's no meter on the sewer side, correct?
No, that's right.
Okay.
And traditionally, it's behind. It's right outside the asphalt, right to the curb. You can folks know where the property lines are.
Sure.
So that's where their responsibility stops and ours starts.
Okay. So if somebody's got a problem on their side of the meter, this smoke testing also could help them as well, right?
Absolutely. We found several customer service lines that had deficiencies in them, and by smoke testing.
Because they've been in there for a long time. One other thing that we can talk about, and this was not even on my list to even discuss with you, but one thing about it is when we're talking about sewer, we want to tell the folks at home about what they should put down the drain, what they shouldn't put down the drain, and fats, oils, and greases are no-nos, and that's something you see, because one thing you might mention is we have some really cool technology from a guy in the camera business. These guys have got a camera that will actually go into the ground, into these pipes, and hunt for roots or anything that's coming in. So you might explain that technology.
Yes, Don, absolutely. The fats, oils, and greases are a no-no. They go down. Of course, you pour them down the drain, but what happens is that grease cools just pretty quick as soon as it gets in that pipe, and it solidifies. And over a period of time, it will create a blockage. And not only on the customer side, but most of the time before it solidifies, it gets to Fayetteville Public Utilities lines, and it not only it causes some real backups in our sewer pipe.
You'd be surprised as you look at these cameras, and sometimes they get an opportunity to move them to DVD or something, and you'd be surprised at the stuff that people put in the drain, which is incorrect. And so we just want to tell everybody, fats, oils, and greases, you need to be very careful with that, because it costs us all down the line, as you know.
Yeah, it really does. We probably average 1 to 2 calls a week, and when you get out there, you find that it's grease, and it's very time consuming, and like I say, it affects everybody.
Oh yeah,
it's very costly to have to go out and clean these lines.
We have a very high tech sewer plant that all the sewer goes to, and Dwight Jeans out there
does a fantastic job.
He does a great job. He knows his business, and that's one thing on the water side with David Posey, as you know, and Dwight Jeans on the sewer side. These guys know their stuff, have to know their stuff. It's state regulated.
It really is. I don't know if folks realize how regulated we are by the state. We have certain rules and guidelines, and it's strictly for public safety.
It is. And it's really all for the good, even though it costs money, and it's going to continue to cost money. But we've got to take care of our groundwater. We got to take care of our rivers and lakes, and that's what this is all about.
Absolutely, you've got to be very, very conscious of everything that we do.
And we again want to appreciate all of our patients. I mean, all of our customers' patience doing all this rehab work, and we're going to continue that. We're going to make our system the best it can be. And Britt Dye wouldn't have it any other way, our CEO, and you know that.
He demands it.
Yep.
You're absolutely right.
And we appreciate you talking to us today about all the things going on. There's a couple other things I'd like to mention that we've got going on here. Fayetteville Public Utilities, as Grayson knows, we do a lot for the public, for the community. And Britt, when it's about the community, he's all for it. And the next thing we got coming up is Relay for Life. It's coming up on May the 2nd. And it's going to be on the square this year, and of course Fayetteville Public Utilities will be there in full force. We're going to have orange shirts, and they really look cool. I think the relays, their slogan this year is "Rock and Relay Around the Clock," and on the square is going to be really good with pre-entertainment starting around 5 o'clock. And The survivors banquet starts at 6, and they're going to have opening ceremony at 7 on the bandstand. And FPU's booth will be having 80s music trivia. So that's something, I mean, you can remember 80s music. Maybe you didn't remember, but I remember.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, absolutely.
I was DJing at YTM during those days, so I hope I do well that night. And we appreciate all the folks who watch Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6, and you can watch any of our stuff online. We work with WEKR here as we do their county commission and alderman meetings live, and the way we do that is we broadcast it out in WKR, then rebroadcast it for the folks at home who are maybe out and about at the ballparks, this time of year. A lot of people at the ballpark. If you want to know what's going on in county commission and alderman meeting and you're not around the television, you can tune into AM 1240 WKR and tune that in, and that's a really good thing. And we appreciate Joe Young working with us and getting that information out to the public. But Grayson, it's good to see you this morning. I know you got a lot going on. I guess we're heading to Howell to see what's going on up there.
Go to Howell, and like I say, we really appreciate our customers. Thank them very much. We're out there working for you, and so if you have any questions about water, wastewater, gas, don't hesitate to call. And like I say, in these construction areas, please be patient with us. These jobs will be slated to be over hopefully by the end of summer, and get your neighborhoods back to normal. And I appreciate being here this morning, Don.
Yep. Grayson Ray, the assistant gas, water, wastewater operations superintendent, guy that's busy, and we appreciate all the work you and your crew does, and y'all out in all kinds of weather. And I know a few weeks ago I was out taking a picture, and y'all were in this major leak over around Fayetteville High School, and the picture turned out really, really good. I did take the picture, but I don't think the picture told how cold it was. It didn't tell that part because it was cold. All I did now is went out and took the picture, got right back in the truck. Now, these guys had to stay out there and work. So I feel for you, but they do a good work.
Yes, they do. I'm really, really lucky.
Yeah.
We're lucky to have a great group of young men.
We appreciate our customers. We appreciate the radio stations, and we appreciate you listening this morning to the Breakfast Club Newsmakers here on AM 1240 WKR and WYTM. And we appreciate y'all listening on Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6.